crazy. It was ridiculous.
I've seen a lot of memes.
He almost came out of his seat.
A little bit.
It looked like he was going to fly away. The Backrooms, 2026's new sci-fi psychological horror film directed and created by Kane Parsons, who did the YouTube series The Backrooms, which was critically acclaimed. A lot of people like it, and now it's been turned into an actual full-fledged film. Let's see our takes on it.
I've seen the original videos on YouTube, and I didn't really know what to expect going into the theater to watch this one.
Yeah, this was definitely one I was interested in when I saw it. I was like, okay, a YouTube series turned into a film? This is interesting. So let's dive in together and see what we thought of the film. All right, so what worked in The Backrooms? For me, The Backrooms was very, very interesting. It was a completely different premise for a movie that I've heard of in a long time. I liked the fact that they used the actual creator of the series on YouTube. That's amazing. I can't stand when someone who doesn't know the project just gets the bill and is like, all right, I'll do it. Let me check out and sometimes they don't even check out the source material and they just make a movie. So it was cool to have the actual creator have his hands on it, direct it, and he even co-scored it. So that was pretty interesting too.
That is cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was something I just found out as well. So I like the liminal spaces. I love the Backrooms. The whole time I was enthralled by just how crazy the Backrooms is. Like, I loved that first time when Clark goes in under the furniture store. I loved it. And then, when he realizes he's not alone and there's something following him, but you don't see it. I like how they didn't just give away what's in there, and you have to kind of earn by watching the film what you're going to run into. I really liked that part about it. I liked the cast. I think the cast was really good. And the main actor, Clark, was great. The female actor, co-lead actor, the therapist, she was really good too. I think she did a good job. I really, really like the idea of the Backrooms. I just think it's, something that copies memories, but not quite. And every time it remembers something, it gets a little worse and a little bit crazier down there. It's just such a cool concept. And I really enjoyed diving into this film. And, I really wish I wish there was more. I wish there was more that we could know about it. The science of it all, and the company that was making MRI machines, now they're studying it async. Now they're just studying the Backrooms, and we don't really get to know much about their studies. It's just really cool. The found footage aspect of it also isn't cheesy, which that can be really, really cheesy or corny very easily. And I think they did a good job at not letting it become that way. I thought it was very creepy. When I went to see this in the theater, there was a guy in front of me, and I mean, the jump scares in the movie, there's not that many, but they were placed well. And the guy in front of me, I mean, he almost came out of his seat. He jumped up out of his, it looked like he was gonna fly away. I'm not that bad with jump scares. Usually I don't move, but I could see people in the theater were definitely reacting to it. And that's another thing. What works about this film is people were so engaged in this movie that they weren't talking, they weren't looking on their phones. In 2026, that's a big thing to ask for, was a quiet movie theater, and we got that with this one, for me anyways. That's what worked for me. I think it's a really standout job by a somewhat low budget compared to most movies. It was 10 million, and the average Hollywood movie is 60 to 150 million of a budget to create. Yeah. So I think they did a great job with what they had, and I can't wait for more. I heard there's going to be more, and I'm ready for it. So that's what worked for me.
Me too. I would like to see more. I'd like to see more of the Backrooms from the science's point of view, the company that's exploring, sort of similar to the YouTube videos. You see a lot of the science, how they build their entryway into the Backrooms and them studying it. That would be cool. Maybe in the second one, that's what we'll get.
I hope so. It's great.
Yeah. So what worked for me was the Backrooms themselves also. I mean, what a concept. It was so interesting and really tense every time he was in there. Anytime anybody was in there.
Oh yeah.
It was just tense, and God, it makes you feel so strange. The aesthetic.
It's unsettling. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Unsettling. The wallpaper.
It's familiar, but it isn't. Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. And they did a really good job with this movie for a small budget. It was filmed really well. The effects were great. Nothing didn't look possible.
Yeah.
The most intense, heavy graphical use would be him passing through the wall, and it looked like it was almost possible, So
yeah, I agree. I thought that part of the film was really cool. The fact that it was just under the furniture store and it was just this little gleam of light through the crack in the wall. And, he goes through it, puts his hand through it. Same as the therapist who comes to check and see what's going on with him. She goes through and she's putting her hand through. She's like, what is happening? Like, it's so crazy. Yeah, that was a really cool part.
Yeah, it was that fly.
Yeah.
It was that fly going through, and she just acted beautifully right there. The look on her face. She realizes that, this guy might not be crazy after all. So
yeah,
the actors were good. There's only really the two, all the others were kind of just supporters or
kind of supporting really minor cast, roles. Yeah.
They were fine. And that was it. The liminal spaces, the acting, and how beautifully it looked. Those are all things that worked for me.
Okay, so let's get into what did not work in the Backrooms. I thought for the most part, this film was really good. There's only a couple of things I would touch on that didn't work for me. I really wish there was more knowledge bestowed upon us with the Backrooms from the Async Corporation side. And I thought that there's a lot left to be desired, but it's almost in a good way. So it's hard to say it didn't work because now I want to know more.
I really feel like they're setting it up for a second one to follow closely, or at least that's what I want, so because I want to see from the corporation side point of view.
I did hear from the director Kane Parsons that he said that he has a complete lore Bible for this creation, the Backrooms, and that he plans to do more. So, and I really hope that it stays true to his material. No one messes with it. Just let the guy cook. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let him do his thing because he knows what he's doing.
And I'm sure the budget will be bigger for the next one.
Budget will be bigger. For sure. When you make $195 million from a $10 million budget, your budget's going to go up from the next studio that wants to make this. And I found out this is A24's highest grossing film ever. So that's
really
yes, that's a big deal. They're making a lot of movies.
Hold on to that franchise.
Yes. So for what didn't work for me, I thought all the characters were good. I don't really have anything too crazy to touch on. I just wish there was a little more knowledge. That's about it.
Okay. What didn't work for me may be a little controversial, but I didn't like the pirate monster. I just didn't like him. I understand the reasoning behind it. I understand that it is kind of part of his subconscious and he's trapped in there. I get it. I just didn't like the monster.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little tacky if you go into it without any knowledge of the Backrooms, or like if you see it and you don't really think about it too much, you're like, this is crazy. This is ridiculous, like when you see the pirate. But
yeah, I want to be clear, I understand why it was a pirate, but man, it almost looked like a cartoon pirate. Or they did a great job with it. It looked cool.
It was visually, a little scary after a while, realizing like it's not just a goofy pirate; it's out to kill.
But I also want to say it is what didn't work for me, but it wasn't enough to really drag this movie down. It was still overall a great movie. This didn't kill it. I also felt like the cutscenes with the doctor didn't really lead anywhere, other than kind of just setting up who she is and maybe her past. But it didn't really, to me, it didn't really lead anywhere. Maybe we'll get more in a sequel or something, but
sure. Yeah, I mean, I had to think about it for a while after seeing. I actually agreed with you initially after seeing the film about those two very things. But then after I slept on it and I thought about the film more the next day, I was thinking like, actually it kind of makes sense. This movie is very thought-provoking. It made me think about why it did the things that it did. And I actually came with the thought afterwards that actually I did like the way they did that, because I felt like it made sense why she would even go in the Backrooms after you get the knowledge of her backstory. And then the pirate, same thing, like it kind of makes sense. All of his failures and fears and, all of his bad memories are this furniture store, and his, he doesn't want to dress up like a pirate. He wanted to be an architect. So it's all of his bad memories into a monster, essentially, is kind of what I get from it. So it didn't bother me as much after I started thinking about it more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that totally makes sense. I don't know. Maybe the pirate could have been scarier, and still hold on to that deepness of it.
Sure.
But
I get where you're coming from. The way I look at it now, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, I just wanted to get that out there and into the air.
It might be worth a rewatch on my part.
Definitely. I already want to rewatch this film. This is one of those ones like Inception where I just want to keep watching it and see if I miss something or if I'll come back with a different thought. Okay, let's get on to standout moments of this film. My standout moment is actually going to be two moments because I really, really enjoyed the found footage aspect of when Clark is walking around with the camera after his employee that was recording his commercial, the guy, when he gets eaten, I would assume, by the monster and the blood trails there, he's running away and he goes into this room that's like a red room with a Christmas tree in there and like the things coming out of the ground, like the human bodies coming out of the ground, and then he sees the entity with the lampshade just sitting behind the tree, and then the lady in the red dress, which we find out is a memory of his wife, when she comes running out. Man, I was like, oh, this is crazy. I was like, this is really, really cool. Like it was very unsettling, and I was, not to say scared, but it was a scary moment, and I thought that was really cool. And then leading up to when his employee Kat, she can see him, but he can only see a wall in that room with the pool.
Yeah, that was interesting.
He sets the camera down, and then the camera gets picked up, and it's like, 9 foot tall.
You can tell it's huge.
Yeah, that was cool. I really enjoyed that. That's one of my standout moments, is that whole sequence. And then the other standout moment is the initial sequence of the Backrooms, where it's the science research guy running from the monster in the very first sequence. I thought that was awesome. I thought that was a great way to start the film. So those are my two standout moments.
That was a great way to start the film. It really pulled you in. It was scary right off the bat, and you're like, okay, we're diving right into the Backrooms. So yeah, that was cool for sure. My standout moment is the scene in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's a good one.
When he kind of pieces everything together for you and explains what those still lives are. That was intense. You don't really know what's going to happen, and you almost feel like he finally broke.
Oh, he's broken at that point.
Yeah, he says he'd almost rather stay there. That was a pretty good turning point in the movie.
Yeah, for sure. That part is definitely a standout. I would agree. All right, so let's get to our final score of the Backroom. So I was hovering on a 3, but after sleeping on it and thinking about this movie some more, I'm going to give it a 4. I think it's a fresh idea. I think it's a great franchise that could be started. So, and I want to see it again. And that's one of my, if you watch these, it's one of my biggest things is rewatchability. I really want to see this movie again. So it's going to be a 4 for me.
I'm going to give this movie a 4 because it is a good movie. It's a great movie. It's definitely not a 5 because the things that didn't work for me definitely keep it out of the 5 area, but it's definitely better than a 3 because it's better than good. It is a movie that you can rewatch. I want to rewatch it, and it's definitely a movie that I would recommend. If you like scary movies, if you like the liminal spaces and kind of tense scenes and real unsettling scenery, this is a good movie.
Yeah, and I think if for the guy's first movie to get a 4 from the both of us, I think that's a great accomplishment, and hopefully his next one will be a 5.
Yeah, he did a really good job. Really good job.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely. So that's been our review of the Backrooms. Have you seen the Backrooms? Are you planning to see it? Do your friends want to go see it? I think you should go see it if you haven't. Have you seen the YouTube series? Did you like it? Let us know in the comments what you thought of this film. Give us a subscribe if you can, if you think we've earned it, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. And if you didn't want to talk about this movie, leave another movie down in the comments as your suggestion, and we'll throw it in our random wheel, and we will get to your movie whenever the wheel decides. So thank you so much from the S2S Film Bros. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Everyone who watches, thank you so much, and we will see you in the next movie.